Hello Mondeo fans and welcome back to the channel. Alright guys, so I jumped ahead. I thought I'd save you guys some painful time and relocated the battery. Did it off camera, basically just running wires and undoing the battery box and stuff. We will go over it, but we've got some more pressing issues because I came across some problems. Well, one problem that I figured out, but let's dig in, let's show you the battery, and we'll have a look at the problem. Okay guys, so here we are in the boot. As you can see, battery in, cables are all run around for it, everything's fine. I must say, as a side note, the inside of the car's been smelling very fuely. There are absolutely no leaks anywhere here, anywhere of any of these unions. I think it's just how it's going to be. It's actually not that bad. It's when you leave the car closed for a couple of days and reopen it, then you can really smell it. Obviously you can't see where the cables are run, but its cables run in there, around there, all cable clips all the way around through the whole car and out to the front. So let's go have a look at the front. Okay guys, so up front here, as you can see, there's no longer a battery here. I am going to tidy all this up, all the rusty bits you can see here, but this is just for now, to get things sort of in place. I have put a junction box here, run the cable up and around the back, all nice and cable tied around the ABS pump and stuff. It's there. It is going to be moved further up. Got the main feed for the fuse coming up here and the starter circuit going that way. Now I am not happy with where this goes. I have to take the gearbox mount apart for it to run under and up and around. I may have to extend this wire, that's yet to be seen, but yeah, there you go, got lots of space. Now as you can see, this was the pressing issue. Got it all apart again. So relocated the battery, and I was chasing this weird issue. Took it for a drive because obviously I want to get more mileage done. I want to actually drop the oil and get it all final oil in now, final filter. But I was chasing a misfire. Cylinder 1 was misfiring, so swap coil packs, no difference. Trace the wires, no difference. Change the plug, obviously, no difference. Changed the injector from 1 to 3. The misfire followed it, so it's into 3. So I'm imagining I've either got a dirty injector, clogged injector, or an actual faulty injector. So unfortunately I've had to take them all out and send them away, and that's going to be another few days turnaround time. So right now I'm kind of stuck. There's a postage strike today, I think, so it's going to be delaying stuff quite a bit, but I'm hoping that that's been an issue for a little while, like sort of getting progressively worse and worse, and that would explain why I've had some weirdness in the past with this. But I do think that's going to make quite a difference. But what that does leave us with, unfortunately, is a bit of a loose end for right now, because there's not too much more we can do without some testing on this thing. But there is one thing that's been pressing, and that is this long cable here. Now let's see if I can move this ECU out the way. If you can see that, so it's made for a focus, and on the focus these are attached to the battery box and they sit about here, so the parts at the bottom would be about the right length, but for where I've attached it on here, just temporarily it's attached, and as you can see there's some cable ties. I am going to mount it possibly a bit further over, I don't know, but I do want to replace these eventually with black braided hose, same as this, so it's all black. I don't really like silver. But anyhow, as I'm saying, so this top hose, as you can see, it's got a bit of a loop on there. Could probably use a couple of inches chopped out of that, I think. And then the bottom one is, so that's the oil return. As you can see there, you can see that heavy loop in the bottom there. That's not good. So that's causing oil to sit in there, and it's actually, it's leaking a little bit. So goddamn ECU, stay out the way. So this union here, I think, if I can get in there, I don't know if you can see that. So that goes to the bottom of the oil filter housing. I think that is letting out a bit of oil because it's always wet there, and underneath there, over here where the loop is. Let's see. All this like sort of wiring at the bottom here is gathering a lot of oil. So what I'm thinking is going on is it's all coming out, going down that loop, and then dropping out the bottom. But now, ideally, this shouldn't be further down than where it goes in, so I need to chop a good amount off of that, and then redo it so there's not so much of a bend here, and it comes basically downwards, so the oil coming out of the catch can return nicely. So that's just about all I can do right now. Fingers crossed those injectors do get there on time and they come back on time, and then I can get this all together and we can actually go for a drive. But right now I think I'm going to use this opportunity to just tidy this up, so let's get stuck in. All right guys, so what I've done, I've taken the hose off of the bottom one, that's this hose here, and I've marked it about where I'm going to get it, and this one I decided to take off of this side because it's just easier to get to, plus that side is not it's tight, you know what I'm saying, there's nothing coming out of here, so might as well just split this side. So as you can see on here now, just to show you, got that thing marked. I'm going to cut it about halfway, maybe a little bit further up, and then that will allow that to get out of there. And then this one, you'll just have to trust me, but that one runs because you can't see that, so got to get the grinder out, chop, and then put the ends back on. But you've seen that process, so I'll quickly get it done and show you the results. Okay, so that's all the fiddling done. Move this out the way. Hopefully you can see the difference. It's very subtle. So I've chopped that one. Let's see if we can see that one. See, now it's got a nice sort of downward sort of spiral, so sort of angle. So basically if any air blows out of that, it's going to get separated at the bottom before it even gets to the catch tank. And then this one, what I've done, it's hard to see from here, but I've actually, so the AN90 was actually straight like that, so I've angled it up a little bit, just a little bit, and then this is all uphill, and it does have a little flat just over here, but I don't know if you can see, this is really hard for you to see on camera, but basically when this is lifted up, it pushes it down just a touch, so it basically, you can see about there, so it's all downhill from there. Now this can has actually got a little bit of a cock on it that way because I've messed with it all a bit, but I'm going to just sort of twist it back a little bit and it'll be even more downhill. So yeah, things are looking good. I think that is going to solve my issue. As I said, I was getting a bit of oil spray coming out of there, and it was going all the way back underneath the engine, so it was hard to tell if I had any other oil leaks or anything, because I'm still you know, running this thing in. It could have oil leaks, it could have little bits going on, but yeah, we got to check that out. We got to just tick them off one by one. So for now, that's about it. So we'll see you hopefully in a couple of days with some injectors, or when I come up with something else to do on this thing. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of days. Made the hard decision to miss my schedule, so I basically didn't upload a video last week now, basically because I didn't want to just leave you with, you know, the battery done and nothing else. But kind of paid off, because the day I was going to upload the video, usually on a Saturday or Friday, the injectors got delivered finally, and today got them back. So he didn't say there was any problems with them. Two of the injectors on the tests were very low flow compared to the other ones, so I'm hoping that's what caused the issue. Maybe just, you know, it's a bit too lean or something. So anyhow, let's get these back in there and we'll give it a test. So let's get that going. Right guys, so just to explain what I'm going to do here, so basically I've got all the injectors over here all packeted up. They've taken off the O-rings, so I'm going to have to replace the O-rings. Blue on top, green on the bottom, I think it was, but I will double check. Bit of grease into the rail, and then into the actual portholes. Now I am going to, before I video anything, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a clean here, make sure no rubbish has gone in there. It has been covered the whole time, so theoretically nothing should have got in there, no dust or anything. But I'll probably just get my little vacuum and just vacuum it out, or something. I'll sort something out, yeah. Right guys, so as you can see, all back together. Did do a couple of things, put the filter on, put this on, that I didn't do on camera. But basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the car. Fingers crossed it all runs right, because it wasn't running right even at idle. So I'm going to start the car, I'm going to let it run for a little while, and then I'm going to put it up on stands and I'm going to do the oil and filter change. Now I was going to wait till 1,000 miles. I'm on about 870, something like that. The reason why I want to do it now is because I'm pretty sure one of those injectors that were blocked or whatever was stuck open, because the oil, it smells a bit of fuel. So I just want to give that a flush out. Might as well do it now. So let it warm, lift it up, let it drain. So fingers crossed it works alright. But what I'll do, give it a start, and then it'll join me back here and we'll have a little bit of a listen. Right guys, and there we go. As you can see, idling away. It did take a jump start, but seems to crank over relatively easy. So basically now, gonna just let it warm up, get it up on those stands, crack the sun plug and leave it for a while, let it all drain out. Not gonna bore you with any of that, so we'll join you after that's done. Right guys, so successful night of testing. Car is back, misfire is gone, definitely injector problem. Feels much better now. But as always, come across another issue. So that return from the breather and the pipe that I read at the bottom, turns out it looks like there's maybe a tiny little split in that pipe, because I've still got quite an oil leak coming from there. And last night, now that I've repositioned it, it bends a bit more, so it's less of a bend, but there's more of a slope. And where I can feel a small break in the braiding, feels like that's where the oil's coming from. So bugger it, I'm just going to get rid of that pipe, and I'm going to replace it with some of the black nylon stuff that I wanted to in the beginning. I just don't quite have enough to replace all 3 pipes, so I'm just going to do that one for now and take it for a test and see if it still does it. So yeah, gonna get them up on the stands and have a look, mess around with some pipes. Right guys, so back again, and unfortunately the heavens have opened. Last couple of days have just been a complete washout, so I haven't been able to just get a video, but I've done some testing on the old beast, and she is back in fighting form. She's back to how she was. Everything's great. What I just wanted to show you before I wrap this up is the black hose. Now we can get a good angle of that, but you can see the black hose under there, and it looks way better in the engine bay than these silver hoses, so I'm definitely going to be changing those. I've also decided I'm going to de-sticker everything and just try to get rid of some of this piping. Obviously get a new RS vac kit, because that woggly thing is not really to my liking, but I'm going to tidy up some bits here. But yeah, other than that, that's about it for now. Not much else going on. I think in the next video we'll probably try and do some 0 to 60s and do some stuff like that, so we'll get back into some driving stuff. But as always, thanks for bearing with me, thanks for all the comments and all the subscribes and all the shares. Keep it going, because the channel's going to carry on going. So until the next time, I'll see you then.